Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please go ahead.
Thank you. All right. So let's talk about a tool that will keep you online. It's essential to maintain an untarnished reputation. If you or your customers' data are hacked, then your reputation will be damaged. Disappointed customers are likely to leave bad reviews, as you know, and you will lose business. But if you build security into your offerings and make that visible to your customers, not only you will prevent security incidents, but it will have a positive effect on your brand reputation too. This can be an excellent differentiator for your business. So what should the ideal security look like? The ideal solution should be proactive and preventive. It should protect your servers against all kinds of botnets and malwares. And of course, it should be easy to use, require no maintenance, and always be up to date. So the good news is there is a solution that meets all these requirements, and it's called Bitninja. Bitninja Server Protection is actually a multi-layer defense system for server owners. Bitninja makes security management faster and smarter by hardening the usual security arsenal like the web application firewall, malware detection, with a smart defense network, which keeps sharing all these incidents all over the world. This way, the system can learn from it and block known attack types. Let's see what are the benefits of Bitninja on E2E Cloud. Bitninja components are working together in order to provide a proactive and comprehensive security ecosystem of 9 modules for runtime protection. Security layers like the web application firewall, the real-time malware detection, the IP reputation, log analysis, and the defense robot. These are synchronized to cover any stages of the hacking attempt on a cloud server. If we are talking about compatibility, Bitninja is compatible with every available system at this point today. So how does it work? How does it look like? So with Bitninja, you can manage your Linux servers from an easy to use security console, even from your smartphone. You simply log into the central Bitninja console and check everything there at a glance. You can configure everything with just a few clicks. Having so much data at your fingertips greatly enhances productivity. We are talking about multi-layer defense systems, but what does it mean? So Bitninja is built up of various different security modules designed to protect against each stages of the cyber attack. For example, the IP reputation. The IP reputation module is actually it's a prevention mechanism. It handles three lists: a white list, a black list, and a gray list. If we can detect any malicious traffic originating from a given IP address, that IP will be gray listed. Since we can't be sure whether only malicious traffic is coming from that IP address, browser integrity check or a captcha screen will be put in place. A legitimate user, for example, will be able to pass the challenge, whereas botnets will fail and will be blocked out. We have trapping modules. Bitninja also provides the anti-scanning functionality, a port honeypot and a web honeypot module. These can block scanners and detect and blacklist the corresponding IP addresses. We also provide traffic monitoring, detection, and filtering modules as well. That is the DOS detection, for example. This is a module against application-level DOS attacks, like the slow release attack against HTTP, FTP, SSH, or email. The web application firewall, which monitors and filters HTTP traffic and helps to secure CMS-based websites with the most up-to-date security rule sets. In addition, the log analysis module will detect and stop brute force attacks. And lastly, we provide a state-of-the-art malware detection system, which specific focus on PHP, including the defense robot system to automatically find and block backdoors and hacking attempts. The last question is what's next? So as a customer of E2A, you can access to Bitninja at the E2A My Account portal. You can launch a new server loaded with Bitninja, or you can activate Bitninja for your already running servers. If you have any other questions, feel free to contact the E2A team, and they will help you with the installation. That's all from me today. And thank you very much for your attention. And let's make the internet a safer place together. Now we are going to enter into the Q&A section. And if you allow me, I will invite in my colleague Mark, who is going to handle the questions in place. Just a second, I'm stopping the screen share. All right, Mark, please join us if you received. Great.
Yes. Hello everyone. Thank you, Adam. And let me introduce myself. I'm Mark from Bitninja, a customer success manager. And just let me know if you have any questions, or we can answer them later on as well if you don't have any in mind currently.
You can ask your questions in the Q&A session, or you can ask them in the chat as well.
In the chat as well, yes.
Yeah, we can ask any questions if we have. Raju, do you have any questions?
Yeah, Rajesh asked me a question. All right, so what are the chances of getting server compromised? It's really low because of the multi-layered approach of Bitninja, how we deal with infections and attacks proactively rather than reactively. So we aim to stop the infection before it happens and not react afterwards. So I would say it's the lowest in the industry.
All right. So having Bitninja with the server, the chances of getting the server compromised is the lowest in the industry.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Anyone else?
Okay, so blacklisting of IPs happens automatically in Bitninja. Is that IP blacklisted permanently? Okay, so how it works with Bitninja is we don't instantly blacklist IP addresses. Rather, we put them onto a so-called gray list. The really good thing about gray listing is it takes care of false positives by itself. How it works is once an IP address gets put on our gray list, it will then have the chance to remove itself by filling out a CAPTCHA, by navigating to any of your sites or servers or any other sites with Bitninja protection enabled. And if they resolve the CAPTCHA, they will get removed from a gray list. If that doesn't happen for over 500 times, then we will put it onto the blacklist directly. If it's on a blacklist and it tries to continue sending requests, it will stay on the blacklist as well. But we do have an option as well to remove the IPs automatically from this blacklist once a certain time expires. So there is virtually no chance of having an IP address stuck forever on the blacklist of Bitninja.
One question from Raju.
Yes, will Bitninja help live monitoring and scanning for email? I suppose you are talking about spam emails, which we are aiming to stop them in their roots by removing the causing malware itself. We do not currently offer live monitoring for outgoing emails, but we do offer a solution to remove the causing malware that is sending out spam from your server, which would greatly reduce the outgoing spam, of course. Will Bitninja help during ransomware attack? A ransomware attack is in itself a malware, basically. So we help by removing the malware for one, and the second option is sort of an upcoming feature with the backupping features of Bitninja that will be soon implemented. And it will greatly help with this, as you will have snapshots of your basically server and directories, and you can always just roll back to a previous state of the server or your site, and then you will have the option to basically just roll back to, I don't know, like a few days back where the ransomware didn't happen yet, and then you're safe and secured. And of course, because of Bitninja's proactive measures, ransomware attacks will not happen in the first place. But if you are talking about a previous infection that was already present before Bitninja, it can help by eliminating the malware itself. But once the files are encrypted in a ransomware attack, Bitninja will not be able to decrypt them, so to say. All right, Web Application Firewall 2.0 of Bitninja will scan both incoming and outbound traffic. Web Application Firewall 2.0 is aimed for incoming traffic. We did have a previous module that was for outbound traffic, but it's currently disabled as it's being reworked completely, and it might come back later on in the future. But we mainly focus for incoming attacks because of the proactive approach of, if the servers cannot get infected, we shouldn't monitor the outbound traffic because it is clean, because your servers are staying clean as well. Does Bitninja protect against DDoS? DDoS is an interesting question that comes up really a lot. We protect against DDoS in a slightly different way because we do have a fairly extensive blacklist of IP addresses that we already know are badly behaving. So how we deal with it is, most of the attacks that would happen, that would come with a DDoS, will be automatically stopped because their IP addresses are most likely already on our blacklists, because they are just infected IoT machines or infected servers, and we already know that they have been infected. Because of the community of Bitninja, how it works is, if an IP address attacks another server that isn't yours, it will get on its gray and blacklist later on. And If it continues to attack other servers or other accounts rather than from Bitninja's server protection, it will get on our global blacklist. What it means, the global blacklist, if once an IP address is on a global black or global gray list, it will have distributed among all of the servers protected by Bitninja. And it doesn't matter if an IP address have never even visited your server before. If it's on a global black or gray list, it will automatically be blocked. So this is how we protect against DDoS. How to prevent outbound attacks using Bitninja? We are, as I mentioned previously, we are mainly focused on cleaning the servers and being proactive to infections, which should prevent the outbound attacks. Because if your servers are clean of malware and infections, your servers should not have malicious outbound traffic. The malware protection is a really great tool for this, as combined with the defense robot, it will trace back backdoors on your servers and find out what are the entry points of hackers. How do they get into your servers to upload malware or any kind of scripts? And Bitninja will find it and tell you that we have found a backdoor on your server. You can decide to block it or set a captcha or just remove quarantine the file, basically removing the entry point for the hackers. We do not have currently any active modules that would scan for outbound traffic, but it might change in the future, as we had previously one. But currently it's not on the scope because of how confident we are in cleaning and protecting your servers at the first place, that we feel like we don't really have to focus on scanning outbound traffic. Of course, for this prevention as well, you would have to have Web Application Firewall 2.0 enabled, as it's a powerful tool against hackers using known vulnerabilities in popular CMSs and other stuff. So that's a really good tool to have enabled. Are we planning to bring any solution for Windows Server? This is also a question that we get asked a lot. We did have a Windows version back in the day, but currently how we go about this is, firstly, we want to have a really robust solution for most of the known Linux distributions, and then basically port it to Windows servers. But currently we are focusing more on the Linux side, but in the upcoming future, we would like to have a version for Windows servers as well, as we realize there are many people who are on Windows servers and they don't have too much options to choose from regarding server security. Does Bitninja support IPv6? Currently, it's a limited support, but we are working on bringing it to all of the modules and all of the security Bitninja has to offer, because IPv6 is growing and we have to add it as well to protect. But currently the IPv6 is still not as popular as IPv4, and most of the attacks are originating from IPv4. So while we are working on it, working on bringing in the IPv6 support. It's still a few weeks or months from now to have it fully supported, because it's a little bit more complex than implementing for IPv4, but it's definitely on the way. Will Bitninja prevent brute force attack? Yes, the short answer to your question is yes. But we do prevent brute force attacks in multiple ways. For one, we do have the brute force prevention that we scan logs, and you can configure it to your needs. Basically, we do have a basic configuration, of course, but you can set it up so we block every third attempt, for example, for WordPress login pages. But it's completely optional, so you can have it how it is by default, or just configure for yourself. And we also do offer a solution that are aimed more towards your custom login pages. For example, let's say you have a form, for example, or something to order your products, and those are typically something you wouldn't try to put brute force prevention in a sense how you would block anyone who tries 3 times in a row. Rather, what you can do with Bitninja for these types of URIs or URLs is you can set a capture page for it. What it does is it will, once somebody tries to visit this site, visit this exact URI, for example, /form.php or something, we will have a capture page shown to that person if they have had a previous incident on your server exactly. If they didn't, they will just see a browser entity check screen, which they just have to wait 3 seconds, and it will automatically solve the captcha for them and just pass on to the site. So they will not experience any interruptions in the site's working. They are familiar with the screen, and then they will just pass on without any issues. However, if, for example, a bot tries to access this site to brute force it, or just spam it with garbage content, you can basically just set this captcha, and as they are not really passing the browser entity check, they will see a captcha screen that they have to fill out in order to progress to the real site itself. And if they fail to fill out this captcha many times in a row, they will of course get blacklisted instantly. But they shouldn't pass this captcha site if they are not a human. Will Bitninja support if customer is using CDN? Yes, we do support CDNs. We do have the default configuration for most of the well-known CDNs, Cloudflare, Bunny CDN, and so on and so forth. And we also do have the option to add your custom CDN. So if you're using a custom proxy server in front of yours, or you're using a custom CDN that is just fairly new and people are not really familiar with it, you can always just add their IP addresses to Bitninja, and it will just pass on normally. How it works is we are basically asking the CDN for the real IP address of the visitor. So if somebody is connecting to you through a CDN, it will not block the CDN, rather it will block the real IP address of the visitor. So this is how we deal with it. It's a module called Trusted Proxies, and you can enable it from the dashboard alongside with the Location Firewall 2.0 because they are correlated. So if you enable one, you should enable both of them. And it's just working wonders for many of our customers already. Does Bitninja impact on server performance and provide plugin for cPanel user? Okay, so let me first address the impact on the server. Bitninja is very lightweight. And lightweight is an understatement because most of our users who install Bitninja experience a drop in load on the servers because we filter out the unnecessary traffic on the servers. We are blocking scanners, we are blocking bots trying to just scrape your website, basically. So this is how we do, and there are users who reported 60 to 70% reduced load once they installed Bitninja compared to their previous numbers. And it also works for small VPN servers with even 1 core or 2 gigabytes of RAM, and we are working on those machines as well, perfectly fine. So we are really proud of how lightweight we are. And do we provide a plugin for cPanel users? Currently, with server protection, we do not provide a cPanel plugin, so to speak, where you could manage your servers from cPanel itself. Why we don't do this is because Bitninja is fairly complex and it's much easier to have our own dashboard for your convenience, basically, to manage all of your servers, because Bitninja's dashboard can handle thousands of servers at once, and it would be fairly difficult with cPanel to do the same. However, we do have other site protection, and that does have a cPanel plugin, which users can use to log into site protection, basically. And now I've got another question as well. How is dedicated firewall different from Bitninja? So having a dedicated firewall is it's as you would say, it's a firewall only. With Bitninja, you do get a firewall, you do get a web application firewall, you do get brute force attacks, brute force attack stopping. You do get log analysis, defense robot, and many other things in an all-in-one package. This is why we say that Bitninja is a multi-layered solution, because we aren't just a firewall. We aren't just a web application firewall. We aren't just an anti-malware. We are all of these combined into one, with some Ninja magic as well. Does customer need VPCL and Bitninja? No, basically, Bitninja is a completely standalone solution. Why Bitninja's web application firewall is different? How Bitninja's web application firewall works is it's based on an Nginx reverse proxy, basically, and we do have common rules, OWASP rules, and we do also have custom homebrew rules made for this. Why it's really good is because of the Nginx reverse proxy, we aren't letting any request pass through without inspection. So if any solution would do this differently, but this is how we do it, and we are really proud of how it works because it will basically deny any request that is not matching. I mean, it's when it's matching any of the rules, and it will just turn back without interfering with the server. And why it's also good is because it's fully configurable to your needs. You can create your own web application firewall rules if you wish. And we do also offer 0-day patching with Bitninja with web application firewall rules most of the times, because we are able to create them quickly and effectively to stop new vulnerabilities from exploiting your servers. What is the support email I would reach out to Bitninja for support? Okay, so there are 3 main ways where you can reach out to the support of Bitninja. One is through email, which is info@bitninja.io, and I will have it written into the chat as well. Just really quickly, this is the email, info@bitninja.io. But there are 2 other ways which I would suggest over emailing us. One of them is opening a ticket from your dashboard, basically. You can just log in to admin.bitninja.io and open a ticket from the top right corner at the little question mark icon. And the third way, and what I believe is the most effective one or quickest one, basically, is reaching out through chat. How you can do that is logging into your dashboard again, and at the bottom right corner, you will see a little chat icon. You click on it, and you can just write your question, and we will answer it in a matter of seconds, basically. And it's a live person, and not a chatbot, not something else. It's a live support person. We do offer level 2 support instantly, and if needed, we can escalate your requests to the developers as well if they require further assistance. But most of the cases get resolved through chat in like 5 or 6 minutes. So we are pretty effective at doing that. Can Bitninja be deployed and run automatically on new service provisioned while auto-scaling? Bitninja can be. Basically, once you buy, you can use the same license for multiple servers under the same account. And how it really works is you do get a basic configuration for Bitninja for any of your servers, which is fine out of the box. But for example, for Web Application Firewall 2.0, you do have to modify a single configuration. If you do have any solutions that would broadcast config files, it would be really easy to do, basically. And also Bitninja is starting with the server if needed. So you can set it up to have it started with the server. And it's really easy with provisioning and with a solution that can broadcast config files. So you can have one master config, so to say, if the servers are the same, basically. So they do have the same OS, they do have the same physical properties, basically. You can deploy them fairly easily with any configuration broadcasting software, and it wouldn't take too much effort to do. And they will, of course, automatically pop up on your dashboard, and then you can manage them from there after all. DDoS versus Bitninja, how much help for gaming application? As I previously mentioned with the DDoS question, is we do block IP addresses because we do have a fairly large list of badly behaving IP addresses blacklisted already, and we just block them even before they can connect to your server. And with DDoS protection, we do check for TCP connections, and you can set it up to your needs. You can block IPs that have like 5 to 10 connections already to your servers. So This is how it would help. And for a gaming application, I would say port scanning, and then the port honeypot would also be a really good weapon against a bad-willed person. Can Bitninja be deployed on Plesk control panel? Yes. How we can work with any control panel basically. Be it Plesk, cPanel, or direct admin, whatever you wish, basically. We do support them and we work with them nicely. We do not have the plugins, as I've already mentioned, that where you could manage your servers like you would from the admin or the dashboard of Bitninja, and that's because of your convenience, basically. So you can deploy Bitninja with Plesk control panel as well. So we are completely control panel independent, and we're really proud of this too. Can Bitninja help in data encryption too? Bitninja cannot encrypt your data. We do not yet have this feature, and as far as I know, we have not planned this so far. But if you would like to see this from Bitninja, please feel free to open a feature request at your dashboard by logging into admin.bitninja.io and then clicking the little question mark at the top and then opening a feature request. And if more people votes it up and thinks it's a really good idea, we will consider it and probably develop it in the future. If we need to enable a port, do we need to do that both at the portal and IP tables? So Bitninja will not block ports, so to say. We aren't blacklisting ports so nobody can connect to it. Rather, what we do is set up a fake chatting service behind the specified ports, which we do have a few predefined ports, and we do also have 100 random ports that we set up these fake chatting services to. And what we do with these is if somebody connects to this port, we just block the IP and put it on a gray list, basically. And what you can do is you can set up certain ports to never be honeypotified, or you can set up ports to always be honeypotified. And it's good if you have something, an API, for example, connecting to a certain port, you can set port honeypot up to not block that port, and anybody can connect to that port. So if you do only have Bitninja on the server and then no other security software, you can simply just set up where they will not block this port. Yes, so I have answered the new question as well. I do not see any port setup, so Bitninja only blocks IP, nothing to do with port. No, we do block ports as well in the previously mentioned way, and you can set up any ports you would like to be blocked, so to say, with Bitninja. And the really good thing about this is, let's say you have 5 servers on the same account, and one ill IP address tries to connect to a port that they shouldn't, right? On your servers, port 23, for example. They try to connect to that port and it will get graylisted automatically. Now, what happens after this? In a few seconds, all of your servers will have this IP address graylisted for them, and that IP will not be able to connect to any of your servers unless it fills out the CAPTCHA itself. So you are protected against bots trying to scan your ports or connect to your ports, and it's really easy to set up. And we do have knowledge-based articles about how you can do this, and you can also just reach out to the support. Bitninja asks me to update the agent anytime. Any way we can automate that, or is it with the cron job itself? Let's say if I update the agent, do I need to reboot the server? What is the preferred way as per your suggestion? You do not have to restart the server. You can simply just update Bitninja as you would with any other package. But if you do have auto updates enabled on your servers, Bitninja will attempt to automatically update itself once a new version is out, basically, and you can just enjoy it basically because you do not have to manually update it if you have the auto update enabled on your server. And you do not have to reboot, of course. You can just, if for any case you believe something isn't working properly, or there was an error during update or something like this, you can just restart Bitninja with this service Bitninja restart, basically, as you would with any other package, and it will work, and it's every time. What is honeypots? What are the key features of honeypot? Okay, so we do have port honeypot and web honeypot. The common thing with them is they are traps. Basically, this is the easiest and simplest way to explain them. They are traps for hackers. Port honeypot is masquerading ports as real chatting services, but there isn't any chatting service behind them that would lead anywhere. They are just there to trick hackers and bots to think that, hey, there is a chatting service, let me connect to this. But in reality, all where it leads to is your grey list, and it's that simple. With Web Honeypot, what we do is replace malwares, found malwares with honeypots. So let's say we have found a backdoor on your machine. You choose to quarantine it, which is the automatic behavior of Bitninja. And once it's quarantined, we can replace that file with the trap file, basically. And once they connect to that file, an IP just tries to connect to it or send some instructions, it will automatically get gray listed. Does Bitninja delays process and the response in case of heavy website traffic? No. The short answer is no. Bitninja is pretty lightweight, and most of the times we speed things up because even if application firewall 2.0 is enabled, we are able to process 30,000 requests in a single second with Nginx. So we do not slow things down, and most of the times users report that after Bitninja, their websites have been sped up, basically, not slowed down. Even when heavy website traffic is occurring. Does Bitninja protect game servers? Bitninja can protect any servers, basically. There isn't a specific rule what server Bitninja can protect or whatnot. So you can install Bitninja and then see if it helps your exact case. Because with game servers, it's a little bit more tricky because the traffic, the nature of the traffic itself is different. So the application firewall 2.0 is not as effective on a game server than it would be on a hosting server, for example, because the traffic itself is not trying to behave to the same rules as it would when it was a hosting server. But with the DOS protection and the extensive blacklisted IP address lists, it does help with load. And it's definitely not a hard cap that you cannot use Bitninja in a game server. You can absolutely use it, and you can see if it helps in your specific use case.
Great. So thank you so much for all the participants for so many questions. I was not expecting so many questions to come. Yeah, great.
It's all good. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you once again, Mark. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Peter. Peter was the backbone behind this webinar. Thank you so much for arranging this webinar. And thank you, special thanks to all those who attend this webinar during their in their busy schedules. Thank you so much. In case if your colleagues were unable to attend and would like to rewatch this webinar at their leisure, the recording can be viewed at our E2E Networks YouTube channel. Also, I would like to inform that we will be conducting another webinar on MySQL database optimization strategies on 10th of September, same time 3 p.m. And if you can, we will send the invitation invite and all those links everywhere in our social media channels. If you can attend, that will be great. Thank you once again for your attendance. We look forward to bringing you even more such webinars in the future.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your questions as
Thank you so
well.
much.
Have a great day ahead, and stay ninja-stick.
Thank you everyone.
Have a great day.
Have a great day.